made the flight, I genuinely thought we were going to miss it then. I was like, how long we got? An hour. How far away? 15 minutes. Sound. We're going to Ireland. See you in a bit.
Breakfast.
What we call the prep coach breakfast.
Looks very tasteful, yeah?
Exceptional.
Oh, no way.
Made it.
Kinda.
Sort of.
No way.
Slightly.
So we got shown the gauge like
3 seconds ago. Yeah.
We were actually meant to board.
It's just a game.
So.
Panic game. The last meal is the last meal, bro. If you have to do it post-workout, that's alright.
We have Russell Dingus, you're all welcome for this flight.
We're in Ireland. My man Mohammed is driving us to the location. Mohammed, say hello. You're on video, my friend.
Oh, hello, hey, how are you?
He's a very good taxi driver. Smallest airport we've ever been to. Very, very small airport, but easy. We're going to go to the gym now. We can't check into the hotel until like 3 o'clock, so we're going to go to the gym now and see Rob and the rest of the boys, and then I think Matt is getting here tomorrow, so we'll catch up with Matt tomorrow. He's actually staying in the same hotel as us, so next time you see us, we'll be in the gym. Peace. Yeah, I can see on the flight yesterday, you fucking sat down today as well.
Mate, like,
You good?
50, man.
Keep those feet dragging together on the floor, just creating friction. Yeah. I like that as a very... You're definitely going to drop overnight.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna drop tonight.
I reckon if this one on the Surrey, I reckon you're going to be 206 tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. That puts in a nice spot for loading, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think happy though, God.
Yeah.
The gap was happy. Happy. The face fucking says I'm dieting. You seen that video this morning, like, it's fucking dieting. I'm fucking bagged.
You need to do crackhead face.
Definitely, mate. When I go off playing, I'm like, fucking, I've been at bullfish. Carl, post-workout, I've made my normal 70 baby rice and 200 chicken.
Yeah, same.
Great wines.
Same.
Great wines.
And then we'll have 4, 5, 6, won't we?
We'll have 4. No, because I had 3 before I trained today.
5 and 6.
5 and 6.
Yeah, cool. I'll send you them.
Yeah, perfect, mate.
More tissue back on, push some more forwards, and then pull back down again.
And we know that I've got room.
Yeah.
That's the fucking thing. Before I did that, I'm going to have to kill myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to push hard to get there. But then, like, I've got to back off at end, you know, my body's, you know, because we got ready early, it's been nice, you know, like, it's rather than fucking 2 hours stairs and that, not easy, but.
You needed that 2 weeks long.
I needed it, yeah.
That like 10 or so days where we hammered it.
100%.
And it's obviously pulled down hard, then you could just stabilise it now.
Yeah. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
Big dog.
See you later, bro.
See you guys. If you need all my ear, Carl, just let me know. We've got
Yeah.
wherever you need, man, just let me know.
We'll head back, sign into the hotel.
Yeah, wicked. And I'll see you later. We'll pick you up later for massage.
Let's do it. We good?
Yep.
Main thing is seeing visuals and it makes sure I look good.
Exactly.
When I do back, I'm just going to be mindful of that shoulder, Cal.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll let you decide the exercises.
yeah,
tomorrow
so
based on
everything
what
I do
you
is like neutral grip or under grip. I can't really do over grip, it loads my shoulder.
Yeah.
I've got no cartilage left, not zero.
Yeah, that's gonna
Zero.
not help as well.
Front to work there, mate.
You got a little bounce if you throw them.
Thank you.
Alright, yeah, my man. It's like a fancy little cottage, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. Look at his face then.
What the fuck? Show it again.
Strong coffee, that kid.
What the?
The ability to get a little bit more food in you leading into that night show, you'll be fuller.
100%, yeah.
I think coming in, like playing the card of being as sharp as possible on Sunday morning, is going to be the best look to pull through. Just come in just completely inside out, because that's going to be the factor of, you know, if you take 4 guys on stage, even if some of those boys, you know, have a little bit more size in certain areas, if you're notably sharp guys inside out, then we can just eat into that night show and bring a little bit more fullness in the evening.
Definitely. Right, so that's Thursday wrapped up. We 3 days out from the Muscle Contest Island. I'm going to finish up my PM vitamins. I'm going to have my salmon and my courgette, my zucchini noodles. Finish my water off today. And the gaffer is going to tell us what the plan is for the remainder of the night and tomorrow.
So he's just had some tissue work, which he had twice yesterday as well, didn't you?
I did, mate, yeah.
Yeah. So we've got last tissue work tomorrow. Today, obviously, like the interesting thing for Rob was yesterday post-flight, I think mixed with a little bit of stress, there was a little bit of disruption with fluid balance. So obviously you trained at, must have been 4 or 5 o'clock yesterday when you got in.
Yeah.
Long haul, time zone shifts, like circadian disruption with sleep. Seeing a fairly big shift in fluid balance is quite common, but obviously that was very apparent last night. You went to bed at what, like 2:18, 2:19?
Yeah, 2:19, mate. Yeah. So we're like in panic mode. So when I sent Cal visuals after training, and it literally looked like I've been blown up. You know, obviously when Cal saw me in Dubai, all peeled. So we know it can't be fat. So
yeah. So there's 11 pounds off from last night to this morning. So 208 this morning. So back down very close to that lower set point for prep. We've gone exactly back to what our predictable setup is today. So first meal, pre-post carbs, and then the rest of the day is basically protein and a little bit of veg and a little bit of fat. He's got meal 5 there now. So
meal 6, last meal 6. Yeah.
So we're just getting his body back into a predictable pattern. He was 208 point something this morning. He will probably drop about 1.5 pounds tonight through to tomorrow morning. So that means he'll be about 206 tomorrow, which is for me, bud, like the exciting thing in terms of you can see there's room to move now in terms of the cap.
100%. We always thought making 212 was a struggle. Yeah, it's been a struggle, but you know, now we're there and we're underweight. We know that potentially that we've got some room in this division to grow, which is exciting for the future.
But yeah, last meal now, last 2 meals post training have been protein and fat, and then tomorrow we're going to go update in the morning. He'll come across to me. We'll set first 3 meals out. Got a little bit of a little blood flow orientated pull session tomorrow for his back. You're going to get a bit more treatment as well.
Yes, mate. So what I've been like to do is Phil's giving me a flush post cardio in the morning, post walking, and then obviously get deep tissue work after training. That'll be my last deep tissue session because I'll start the shaving and tanning process tomorrow. My wife and kids are coming tomorrow, so that process will start. Like I said, routine's key for me, consistency is key. Now I'm back in routine, I feel chilled, I feel relaxed, you know, my mind's in a great pace. Cal's here looking over me, so, you know, main thing for me is just keeping my mind sweet. I can go all day in the gym, but it's keeping my head straight, and that's what Cal's here for, and you know, the boys around me, everybody's helping me out, so.
So yeah, easy running today, predictable tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's going to run very similar, I'd imagine, to today, because it'll pull him down a little bit more. We'll hit that peak condition by Saturday morning, nice early way in, and then we're going to start the load into the show. which will work very nicely moving into Sunday. So it's just simple from here, just low stress, predictable, moving simple, keep putting fluid out, getting it nice and dry for Saturday morning, and then as the carbs go in, obviously there'll be no more fluid being retained on Saturday as we start to move through the peak into Sunday, so it will just get fuller and harder, and Sunday morning we should wake up with a pretty damn exciting look.
Yeah, like me and Cal said, we've both got one goal in mind, that's to get qualified for Mr. Olympia, you know. I believe that we've got a package that's, you know, it can be competitive at any stage, so let's see what Sunday brings, guys.
100%. Get it, bro. I hope this is not spicy. You want even distribution.
What are you saying?
It's a 3.
3? No way, that's a 3. Okay, that is insane. Okay, well, okay, be right back. So, me and Cal discussed the food and we've agreed on what, Cal?
We were going to go with 4 out of 10. We actually decided with a more realistic view relative to the expense, we've actually degraded that 0.6, so now we've gone 3.4. Which I think is an accurate representation of the quality of the meal. Waitress is very nice and attentive. The meal appeared to take 3 minutes to cook. Tomorrow we're going to venture out and see if we can find a finer establishment.
A.k.a.
like
McDonald's.
What's up? It's Friday morning, well it's actually Friday midday. We are 2 days out. Matt's on his way down this afternoon. We checked in Rob early this morning. He's gone away. He's had 3 meals. We're going to meet up with him at the gym in like half an hour or so. Magic Eye is at home at the moment. He's doing Nab Wales on Sunday, so everything's moving smoothly for him. He loaded Tuesday and Wednesday, so he did a bit of a front load. Works better for him. And then we just slowly dry off across the course of the week. He needs a little bit longer, but he's good to go. 205 this morning, so he needs to drop about 4 pounds to get back to peak condition in 2 days' time, which will be easy. Rob was 210 off the flight on Wednesday morning, holding a lot of fluid, and then woke up at 208.7 yesterday, and then woke up this morning at 201.6. So he's dropped, best part of 7 pounds overnight. And I was really happy with today's look in terms of just condition and where we needed to be to start kind of feeding into this weekend, because I think for him it's quite evident that it's like structurally he's very strong. He's got very good development in terms of just overall musculature and muscle belly attributes in that regard. But the biggest thing for him to bring him over the finish line this weekend is just trying to bring him in as full as possible without compromising the ability to drive condition as hard as we can. Because at the end of the day, like any athlete's only got a certain level of musculature, and you can't kind of peak and load your way there to more muscle. So at the end of the day, you've got to kind of play to your strengths in regards to where your physique's going to look at its best. There are some big guys on Sunday in that 212 class, and it would be very naive of us to try and chase towards trying to beat them on fullness and size. If the muscle's there, it's there. Now Rob is very, 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 gifted in regards to, he's worked his arse off for this, but he gets in shape like nobody else does, and it's nasty conditions. So we're going to really push that through this weekend onto Sunday, and just make sure we can fill up just enough to be absolutely bang on for stage without risking anything being pushed too hard in regards to that loading process. So it's a really gradual process this morning. 212 cap, he's 201 this morning, so we've got 12 pounds to play with. So we'll eat through today, about 500 carb today, and then we're going to be just gradually pulling in food to tomorrow, just to finish off the look. We'll probably a little bit more aggressive tomorrow, but I'll see where he wakes up in the morning. Matt's in a very similar situation, so he woke up at 202.6. His cap is also 212, but he's in Classic C. So again, very different to the Two Bros peak in regards to the fact that I had to load him through the night in Two Bros to make weight. This time around he'll have 2 days worth of loading to do instead of 1, so we don't have to be as aggressive in a short window of time. So happier for his GI, easier for him to process and digest, less stress, a more predictable look and a fuller package on stage. So he'll do about 500 carb today, and then we'll finish off the load tomorrow just steadily. Depending on where he wakes up, if he has 202.6 this morning, he's probably going to wake up between 204 and 205 tomorrow, given the fact that we put food in today. So he's still got like six pounds to play with until the cap, so I could probably just feed him all the way through tomorrow without even having to wait until he's weighed in. But we'll see where he wakes up in the morning. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, we're going to go and train at same gym as we did yesterday, TBB I think it was called. Get Rob to do his last little flush session for his back. He's had some treatment this morning. He's going to put some blood in his back, and then we're going to pose, and then we're just going to kind of map out the rest of the meals for the day. So like today will be when you're looking at the structure for the peak. Tomorrow is really the day where we're trying to drive diuresis hard through into Sunday stage. It's going to be a pre-judge at around 12 o'clock and a night show, an evening round, a finals round at about 6. So we're trying to peak for about 12 midday on Sunday. So fluid and sodium will stay relatively consistent tomorrow. I'm not going to play around with water all that much because, as you can see, his day-to-day look, he wakes up bone dry on 8 litres of water and 12 grams of pink salt a day. So I don't really need to fuck around with all that stuff. All I need to do is just take that meal by meal and make sure we're just holding condition through that process. Obviously, there is pharmaceutical enhancement with that peak that we can use to just drive that level of diuresis in a shorter window of time very effectively. And obviously that's going to be going in over the next kind of 48 hours or so. But yeah, super excited to see that. It was the first time I peaked Rob, so I'm really excited to see that. And I think the big thing for him is seeing him wake up at 201 in the position he was this morning. You know, that in my mind that's 11 pounds until he hits the 212 cap. So you've got to think like there is room for him to move in that class. And you know, he's not going to be the biggest guy on stage, but if you've got 11 pounds to play with on your stage weight when you're 2 days out, there's a fucking lot of muscle you can put on before you hit the cap. And we haven't even had to, we haven't had to diuretic his way into making weight. Like he hasn't used any diuretics to date yet in this prep. We'll be using that 48-hour window now into stage and using what we need to use in a what will be a very moderate amount. But we haven't bullied our way to make weight, which is the most important thing. So, he could probably be 215, 216, 217. Right now, and we could still make weight on Saturday. So it gives you an idea of the kind of room we have to play with in that 212 class, which is really exciting because I think the general assumption for him has been, because he's done open in the past and he's been in the kind of 230s, he can't make weight for 212, but this prep has probably changed the perspective on that a little bit in terms of how much room he actually has to play with. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to go head down to the gym in a minute. Loki is fed in the buffet breakfast that we have rated a 4 out of 10. Or was it lower? 3.5. Yeah, Loki had some soggy, had a bit of a soggy fruit bowl at the end, which knocked it down half a point. So at the moment, the hotel hasn't scored more than a 4 out of 10. Last night's dinner was a 3.4. This morning's breakfast was a 3.5. The main benefit of this hotel room is the fact that we actually do have a balcony with a door that opens, so at least the ventilation and temperature control has been on point. But apart from that, we're struggling to rack up points at the moment, so we'll see how the week goes. To be fair, if we get a pro card in the Olympia qualification on Sunday, that would bump the weekend up quite substantially. That would be cool, but we'll see where we're at. Rob's legs currently look like this. It's going fairly well. See you at the gym. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. That's actually the first time I've ever said that on a video.
Really?
Like and subscribe.
Really?
I feel like a bell end.
So cringe, man.
Like and subscribe because I've only got 2 followers, so thanks.
I've got to press record.
Are you serious?
No.
Sick.
Oh, there's that one that's...
That one's like a show.
You customised them.
Yeah, Pro Coach on it.
So cool.
What's that?
They put Pro Coach on it.
That's the show day one, Carl.
How do you do this in a week's time?
The show day hoodie. Chasing the Dream on the front. Barnes and Pitbull on the back. And we've got
Sick.
Pro Coach.
I'll wear that
Carl for the main man. So today is a pull session. Carl might talk about what we're going to do today.
Similar format to yesterday. For you, the pull is obviously keeping that shoulder happy, isn't it?
Yes, mate, yeah.
So yesterday we could dart around a little bit more because of the shoulder situation. We need to be a bit more specific about what he does, just so it's not erasing the work he's done on the treatment.
Yeah, so I got obviously the stage 4 arthritis on my shoulder. So inflammation's key, making sure we keep that at bay. I want to be able to pose and move on stage. So everything I'll be doing today is mainly under grip or neutral grip. So main thing is to come in, light the back up and get out.
Push blood in, minimal muscle damage, and then pose.
Yep, the hard work's done. So main thing today is, because we put a little bit of carbs in, is get them carbs moving around, drive them to the muscle, and you know, take a look afterwards. So that's a wrap. That is back pump, bicep pump, quick pump, and now we're going to pose. So the final session's done. It's my birthday. The final session's done. Let's whip into the thong and see what we got. Let's go.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey Johnny.
Hey there, Johnny.
There's no gold taps.
No spicy.
And I can't see spicy unless he's hiding somewhere.
Yeah, just leave it to it.
Happy?
Yeah, got your phone.
No.
Yeah.
So then same again tomorrow, I'll just come and see you. Who's that same fucking hallway?
Same place.
Yeah.
Make it predictable.
So tomorrow is athletes registration, that'll be 9 AM, so we get there like good 30 minutes before, hopefully Brian will let us in early. And then obviously once that's, the weight's off his mind, I know we've made weight, but it's always nice, you know, there's variables with scales and all sorts, you know, so nice to have that weight off his mind, comfortably make weight and then we can go on with it. But from my opinion, everything's been great, you know, like it's such a blessing to put full trust in a coach, and you know, I concentrate on my job, Cal can concentrate on his. I'm not overthinking anything, you know, I'm more than confident in Cal's abilities, and he's confident that I'm listening to exactly what words what I say, and it's working, you know. So today we've, like I said, woke up at a new low weight, crazy low weight, and we did like around 100 gram of carb meal 1, 80 gram meal 2, 80 gram pre-workout, 80 gram post, and then Cal's got 7 minute last 2 meals. with slightly reduced protein intake to 150 cooked instead of 200, just to remove some inflammation out of the stomach and let the carbs digest. So the hard work's done now, the last session's done, back day. So now it's just feet up, relax, pose, you know, eat the meals, get the water in, turn up on show day, hopefully at the qualification. Gaffer happy?
Very happy, mate. We're in a good spot. That 201's delivered us a nice little treat.
Yeah, it has, mate. That'll touch in it.
Just chasing the tail less on tomorrow. Once we've made weight, it's not a massive rush to fill them up now. We're going to be able to wake up tomorrow, halfway there, and then just finish the rest off tomorrow in the smoothest way possible.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, if you'd have stopped to be in the off season saying you're at 212, Rob, it's fucking nowhere near, but it shows how much room I've actually got to grow in the division, which is a scary thing and it's a great thing. So we can put tissue on in areas I need to improve on. Structured off season together, me and Cal, if we get this qualification.
I think honestly, from where seeing you this prep, I think that 10 pounds can go on your arms and your back.
Oh, definitely, mate, yeah. And you know, Cal knows I'm not scared of hard work. He knows I'll bust my balls. There's certain people in this industry who'll fucking, you know, like it up for Instagram. Some people do the work, they see me put the work in.
Yeah.
I don't mind grafting. So with Cal's knowledge and obviously my work ethic, I think together we can be a crazy team.
You pulled what, 16 pounds off in 7 days when we started. It's like it's 2-3-1 the first.
The thing about with this prep is no stress.
Yeah.
You know, you trust them. You're doing your thing. There's no guesswork. There's no waiting for someone.
Yeah.
Just do your thing. That works. Probably the best prep.
100%. It's like when you work with me, Pav, you put full trust in me,
That's it.
and I can tell his physique how it changes. I struggle to trust people. You know, I'm always questioning. You know, Carl don't tell me just to do something, he explains why, and that's what puts my mind at ease. A lot of people in this industry, I'll just say do this, and you ask us why, and they ain't got a fucking clue yourself. Carl explains everything to the T. Elf's massive to me. I've got 2 babies at home, you know what I mean, a beautiful wife, and Carl breaks everything down. I mean, this prep, not talk too much into the drug side of things, but I run 300 milligram of propionate, Carl wanna, and we had to pull that out at end. So I mean, like, it plays dividends getting ready early as well. I mean, I've been ready maybe 10-12 days out. I mean, Carl flew to Dubai and looked at me, and I peeled a little bit flat, but I peeled already, so we knew that we're ready early, so we could back off activity. So the hard work we've done in that first chunk of prep, and then obviously we backed off, and now my body's coming back alive. Inflammation is mad. So obviously if you push it all the way to the end, I mean, if I were like 212 now, 215 now, I was slamming through stairs, my body would look ruined. We're in a nice position now where we're back to activity and my body's going to start looking fresh.
It's about 8 days of that cardio, wasn't it?
Yes, mate, yeah. So we pushed hard, 2 hours a day, now morning, now night. And then obviously it got to a stage where my body went in overdrive mode, and we backed off, and it did play wonders, mate. We kept dropping it.
Yeah.
So even though my face looks like this, I feel fresh, I promise you. So,
Your face is sunken more.
Mate, it's gone again, hasn't it? It's gone again. I think there was some fucking bad fumes in that fucking team.
All good.